I'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So it's Mama Chat on March 27th. I'm going to get my microphone thing, so hopefully you can hear me better. Yeah. So I'm waiting on that. My kids are looking for that for me. And we're going to talk about being frugal and being healthy. So this is definitely not frugal first. This is definitely being healthy first. And this is just maintaining a skills and the things you need to stay healthy, you know, to stay frugal while you're staying healthy. How's that one? All right. So Chaos and Grace made it. Creating an Essence made it. The Vix mom is here. So you can hear me fine. So I'm used to wearing the thing. I'm going together. Anyways, you can kind of see I've got a big old line of goodies back there that I've been working on today. And give me a second. I need to fix my door. Okay. So hello. So I had to fix the door. So like anything good here, we have to like tie everything up, and it didn't get tied up. All right. I got a piece of cabbage stuck in my teeth. Sorry. That's just gross. So remember on Instagram, I was like, look, my kitchen sink is clean. It has not been clean since. But we're in the kitchen because that's where I've been working. I made around, I put it on Instagram a while back. I made a round of, you can hear him, I bet. Orville. Hey, son. Will you play in your bedroom or outside? He has no volume control at all. That's like not something he does well. So, hey. But I'll lose my train of thought listening to him. So Diana's here, and Susie Q's Attic says good morning. My 12 Hearts says frugal living rocks. Armory says hello. How is everyone this fine morning? Well, I'm doing well. I'm a bit tired. Mayflower homeschool. It's been a long time. Crystal made it in, and Dawn made it in. So I'm going to tell you a couple stories of my frugality. Orville. Chatterbox. He's not going to. Green Gables in the house. So for a long time, I just cooked whatever I wanted when I wanted. And he's going to drive me crazy. And see what I mean? He's in my mind. And what I found was it was really hard to keep up with all the different stuff. So I went into just an entire, you're not hearing him. Only I'm hearing him, I guess. Well, I just cooked from scratch. So I found it a lot easier just to buy the staples. And then from the staples, I just made everything. And we did that for a long time. And then I got into couponing to keep my budget low. And I found that I filled my pantry up with a lot of stuff I didn't really want. Health-wise, the whole 9 yards. And I didn't really, I don't know. I ended up pulling back from it. Well, one, the coupon craze just kind of took a hold, and then you couldn't coupon like you used to coupon. So we were doing well, and I, making homemade biscuits and homemade bread and the whole 9 yards, really good stuff, kind of, sort of, for me, not really, because if I make bread, I can't, really, I have no self-control. And it happened. I put on 5 or 10 pounds in a moment because I started making bread again. And I mean, if it's crackers, I could have 2 crackers. I'm good. If it's bread, I can not stop eating. Well, I'm waiting for my things. Some of my other kids are supposed to get them. And so I froze. Come on. There I go. And so I just had that kind of feel. So one of the things that's happened is a couple of folds. Number one, my daughter has food intolerance issues, so there's a lot of food she cannot eat. Well, let me tell you, trying to maintain a teenager on somewhat of a paleo diet is hard. Did you find my earbuds? No. Would you go look in the van, on the floor in the van for them for me, please? So that really started making our budget go higher. And then a year or two earlier, I found out about kombucha, probably from Farmer Mimo, which is the keto wife life now. I don't know if she's both or one. And she'd always talk about kombucha. And I'm like, this woman's a crazy kombucha lady. And she'd be like, oh, kombucha this and kombucha that. And I'm like, whatever this kombucha stuff is. So I like went to the grocery store and, I bought a bottle of kombucha. It was horrible. I don't know how people could drink that stuff. It was really just like, and I remember I needed sugar. So I was supposedly on a not sugar diet, but I needed serious sugar. I could not handle how hard it was. Please, please, please. Oh, there you go. I'm gonna go through. Okay. You only have like an hour. I think she just like hit the door. So, have y'all had kombucha? Have you like experimented? Who is like a kombucha? Yes, here I am. And who's like, I haven't tried that. This should block out some of his sound for me so my brain will work. Creating Essence says people with unhealed guts absorb less nutrients from their food, so they need to eat more to sustain. Once the gut heals, they eat so much less. Joyful Journeys in the house. We've been making it for years, so Creating Essence has been making it. Joyful Journey prefers Kavita. I like Kavita or GT. There's a lot of flavors. The Kavita mango is like, is phenomenal. Mama Schmooze hasn't tried it. Okay, so I would suggest your first bottle of kombucha be something very fruity, not ginger, not green. I don't like the trilogy stuff, any of that. Go for something like berry or something like that. Chaos and Grace says, you have such a wealth of knowledge. I've learned so much from you. Listen, she is the bomb diggity. Chaos, that we're talking about Creating Essence. Creating Essence is the bomb diggity. Crystal Van Meter says, I want to try it, but I haven't found it yet. Go into the cold refrigerated section of the produce aisle, like where the dressings are and the fresh juices, and you'll find them at the top. My sister-in-law made a strawberry kombucha, like the strawberry a lot. I just gave somebody, so I've been converting all of my neighbors, and like we're in the country, which isn't a bad thing or anything like that, but a lot of people have not heard of kombucha. Except my one girlfriend who lives across the street. And she gave me my SCOBY. And so I've been converting everybody to making kombucha into, well, at least drinking kombucha. And I had some and they're like, no, I didn't like it. And so I brought a friend of mine, I brought him and his wife some tangerine kombucha. And he's like, oh, I could drink this. And I was like, yeah, you could seriously drink this. And so he saved it for his wife. And when he went to give it to his wife, he dropped the jar and broke it. So Vic's mom hasn't made her own yet. You've got to make your own. You've got to make your own. And we're going to talk about that. Kavita is water kefir, equally easy to brew. So Kavita isn't actually kombucha. Oh, girl, you need to enlighten me on this one. Mama Shmoo says she'll try. Dawn Hunt said, tried it. Now trying to make my own, not digging the ginger ones yet. Ha ha ha. I did a pineapple banana kombucha and loved it. What is Kavita? Kavita is a brand, it comes in a jar like that, but it has a different label on it. The ginger kombucha is my jam. Me too. So I can't get my ginger to that. Actually, this one, I'm really sadly disappointed. I bottled this one up last night. And I tried the jar of ginger. And I didn't like that flavor. My kids liked it. I didn't like it. I think it had too much sweetness. So this one I did powdered ginger. Orville, stop. Go in your bedroom and sing. You won't. And I did a lemon peel instead of lemon juice. I'm not gonna lie, I have to water it down. It tastes like a little lemon cleaner. So Joyful said, oh, good to know. Ermari says, are those canned pickles on the counter? This is actually, I haven't finished it yet because I was still cutting the cucumbers up as I was getting the show ready because I didn't want to run out. This is getting ready to be cultured vegetables, fermented vegetables. And so this is going to be table cultured pickles. I've got one up there. That was my sour pickle recipe that I did last time that turned out phenomenal. Those are some pickled green beans. And these three there are broccoli slaw. And then the big jar with the lid behind it is coleslaw. So made it live. Woohoo, Claudia, I'm so happy there. So yes, they're fermented vegetables in the background. No Kavita is water kefir. Oh, so I've been drinking water kefir. It's not kombucha. Huh, pickled ginger or ginger juice. I was doing the diced ginger that's in the little tube. I threw it away. I'm not going to do it here. I sing where I want. That's right. He does sing. Did he say that? I totally zoned him out. So I will tell you, this is what it looks like. So this is mostly the brine, because the brine is still full of probiotics. And but that's what it'll look like when it's done. Why would someone drink this stuff? Okay, so Orville, James, please. He's such a boy. Okay, so the reason why we're drinking this is the probiotics and the enzymes. And this has been a huge helper for digestion. Let me grab one more thing. So I'll show you. Hey, you're going to go outside if you keep it up. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Don't do that. Horrible stuff. Okay. So keep the brine for when you're sick. It goes directly into your bloodstream. Yeah, this stuff is phenomenal. I could be drinking on this all I wanted. So I'm going to tell you, she's not in here. Lori Lee, that when she comes in here, she really got me kicked off. I've been drinking kombucha for a while because it's supposed to be better in magnesium. When you drink kombucha, you're getting probiotics, you're getting enzymes to help you digest. Hey, so happy to see you. Love that shelf behind the sink. Oh, thanks. I needed that. That is like drying rack central. And then I have the mats underneath them to do them. This book right here has been phenomenal. So Lori had connected me to start listening to Donna Schwink, and it's Cultured Food Life. She's on YouTube here, and amazing. And creating essence has been a big help too, as we've been dealing with it. So she has in here, I love it because she has this like little list of what kombucha does for you. Forgive me, I'm a little bit spacey. I've been working with my kids getting their county events for 4-H together. I've filmed a video to put on YouTube like 7 times this week, and I still can't get it on here. So kombucha assists in the liver and cleansing and detoxifying. It helps with weight loss, supposedly. Supports the immune system, boosts energy, prevents kidney stones, helps prevent cancer, protects the lining of the stomach, and has antibiotic-resistant probiotic yeast. There, Green Gables has her link right there. Oh, I see. Thank you. So yes. I forgot where I was going. Okay, so we're talking about being frugal on this whole aspect. So I'm going to tell you, I got into the kombuchas They're flipping expensive. I'm not kidding you. So I think they've gone down in price. I can get them anywhere just like right at $3 now, but it's a bottle like this size. Yeah, that's it. That's a bottle that size. And oh, what did I do? I just grabbed the wrong thing. Y'all can tell I am so with it today. I'm still fighting fatigue really bad. Yeah, not good. So it's about $3, and I would drink them all here and there. And somebody gave me a SCOBY, and I just kind of left it on the counter for a while. And I wasn't like really sure I wanted to get into it or not. And then I kind of got into it. And boy, did I get into it. I actually have 2 systems set up. Let me show you. I told you I'm a hot mess. There they are. So there's, well, actually, there's a little mini one I just started. There's another one. There's another one back there. There's my last kefir milk I pulled out. It's going to go to some animals. I'm not drinking it. And then my goat milk froze. So we're letting it thaw out a little bit. So here's the deal. Oh, yeah, 23 watching. Thumbs up. The kombucha is expensive, and it's been so healing, and it's been helping my daughter. So my daughter drinks it when she eats, and it's really been, we've been getting a lot of help from it. So my daughter's actually able to take in more food that she wasn't able to take in. She's not, it's alleviating a lot of her intolerance issues when she does eat. So that's been a huge help. But to afford kombucha on its own is just crazy, crazy expensive. And so brewing kombucha is nothing more than sweet tea. So once you get the SCOBY, it is nothing more than sweet tea. It is really easy. I'm doing a continuous system. I actually only pull off 50% of my kombucha when it's ready, and then I just add a gallon. So I have a 2-gallon container. And the reality, oh, see you later, Chaos and Grace. And the reality is, I know my head was somewhere else today. The reality is it's so much cheaper. It is so much cheaper. So I get a 2-gallon, you get a SCOBY with a little kombucha, you pour it in and you brew it up. And it takes a little bit to get going. It's not quick to get going, but once it gets going, it goes. And so I've been brewing this now since October, but I've really gone forth. And I can get every 4 days, 3 to 4 days, I have to pour off kombucha. I get a gallon from my little system, and then I take it and then I will do it in more. I will tell you what I really like. So when I was first doing my kombucha bottles, I would just like stick fruit, random fruit, and I would just make all these concoctions, and I would put them in the fridge. It froze up again. I would put them in the fridge, and I wouldn't know what they were, and it was awful because I'm like, I don't know what this one is. Try this one, try this one. And there's so many times that we would have people come over, and it's like sampling central. I'm like making everybody try all the different ones. This is a favorite my kids like. It's called Tropical. We call it Tropical. All I did was get the frozen tropical mix. We don't like papaya, so I threw papaya out. I throw the papaya out of the frozen bag, and I stick them inside. It's just mango, pineapple, and coconut, and I fill it with the first ferment kombucha, and I set it to the side. But one of the things that has helped me is these little mason jar dissolvable labels. Can you see it? You know, that you get from Walmart. These have been a huge help in order to remember what I'm doing. And then like I put the date down that I harvested it, so I have a good idea. I have a friend who keeps asking me if I want a SCOBY, and I keep shying away, but you made me want to try it. It is so easy. So like the whole trick, and I could do a video to this, but there's so many videos out there, but maybe I'll do like a quick video. It's every quart of tea. So you make a quart of tea, and I don't know about you. This is the Aldi's brand. I like to buy the family bag ones. I just went and bought a pack of Walmart ones, so it's not a big deal. Every quart is one of these tea bags of water and a 1/3 cup of sugar. And so with the continuous system, whatever I take out, I put back in. And the factors on how fast it is, the warmer your environment is, the quicker it's going to brew. How much kombucha you left in there converts your other one quicker. You know, how big's your SCOBY, things like that is what really makes a difference. But here's my thing. $3. Do it live next week. If my timing's right, I will. If my timing's right, I will. $3 to buy one of these, to make it change under $1, you know, like 20 cents, maybe 15 cents. It's so easy. And then you can really start playing with flavors. So some of our favorite flavors, we have the tropical, like I said. The tangerines are in season right now. This is what I actually had given my friend, and he was so upset that he dropped it. All this is the tangerine peels. Frozen strawberries. Oh, they're so good. Using the fresh ginger is good. I just don't always keep it on. There's another book called The Big Book of Kombucha, which is phenomenal, is really, really, really good. I'm missing a few things. Make sure I'm not losing it all. Okay, for someone who's never drank this stuff, what would you suggest? I'd go get the Kavita Mango. I really like that one. Take the SCOBY. Everybody's like, do the SCOBY, do the SCOBY. Yes, do the SCOBY. So this is like one way that I'm really like trying to get our health back. I've noticed it's changed a few things. So here's the big thing that I can tell you where it's saving me money to make this, not just because I'm not buying it, but because it's changing my life. You guys know how much I like soda. The diet soda is a real issue for me. And I think it's been 3 weeks now. I haven't had one. I haven't had one for 3 weeks. And I had like a 12-pack of diet soda, you know, because I like the Coke Zero. That's what I did like. I don't crave them anymore. Now, granted, I drink a lot. I drink 3 to 4 of these. Don't start off that way. Drink like half of one and, you know, work your way there. I don't crave soda. I've had a few times where I actually like opened up a soda. I'm like, oh, I'll have a soda. And I opened it up and I hit my mouth. I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want this at all. I will tell you, I have been doing a lot of probiotics. So I've been going through the healing process, or a healing crisis is called, where you get sick because you're detoxifying. And I've gotten really exhausted, or I've had headaches. Yeah, so like Green Gables says, go start slow. It's like liquid Drano. But I actually have done just fine with that. I haven't had that problem so much. But it's been detoxifying. It's been cleansing. It's got me off of soda. It's got me off of coffee. I'm not on coffee anymore. I'm trying to stay away from the stimulants. There is some caffeine in it, so I'm not going caffeine free by any means, but it's helped. So that's less stuff I'm buying, which is really good. My kids love it. My kids drink it up. And so we're always trying to keep track of things. I make one with a grape soda. So if I do grape soda, or if I do a grape kombucha, I'll fill the bottle 1/3 of grape juice, and then I fill the rest of it with kombucha, and then I let it sit for a day and finish fermenting. And it's phenomenal. So that's one of the things I'm doing. It's very effective. It's been very good for us. It's been helping my daughter. And I'm not going to lie, if you live near me, I've become like this probiotic cheerleader. Just probiotics, probiotics, probiotics. And so the other one I got into, it took me a little bit. And let me not lose my stuff. All right, so let me get something else out here. Oh, I do want to tell you, so I don't know about you. So we use grape juice. So I'm kind of playing around with other flavors. I started, I did this one last night. So this is the 7 super fruits that Aldi sells. And it is pomegranate. I can't even say the word today. Grape, strawberry, tart cherry, fig, mulberry, and cranberry juice. And I will tell you, I made 3 jars just to see how it goes. I tasted it. it reminds me of prune juice. Just not gonna lie. So I'm curious to see what it will do, and hopefully it'll be better and it's diluted. But we tried this one too. This is one of my. This is a strawberry one. This is like, I just, and then if I can get, did you hear that? So it did have that. It's so good. It's so good. Green Gable says she's been doing a tart cherry kombucha. Ooh. The kids want to go pick mulberries. They want to do a mulberry kombucha. But it's been fun because the kids feel very involved and I'm not really worried about it. The sugar content is very low. Good. It's not a trend. The health issue modern society deals with chronically are closely tied to modern food and not having their natural probiotics and prebiotic components. Right. Because like that's what I've been looking at. And there's just so many people who are sick. And, I really thought Katie had H. pylori and we had that tested. I got the phone call this morning. She doesn't. And so I'm looking into herbals and we're actually following up tomorrow with the doctor about a candida overgrowth. Well, is this a candida overgrowth? Is this stress related? And so I definitely feel like I'm fighting adrenal fatigue and I'm trying to learn what to do. And so I've been listening to Donna Schwenk. I really like her. And I've tried to listen to a few other ones, but I really enjoy listening to her. I need one as my mom threw mine out. I so want one now since I've been diagnosed with gallstones, right? Hey, Erica, we missed you. So I'm loving, but now here's the thing, Erica, and I ran into, and I've got one going. I let if you take a ginger bottle or a plain bottle of kombucha and you let it sit out, it will form a SCOBY on its own, and you can use that to grow your own SCOBY. So if you can't find a SCOBY in some kombucha, you can get there. And so listening to Donna Schwenk, I heard about milk kefir. So I wasn't a real big fan of it, like the idea of milk kefir, because I'm just not going to lie, milk soured doesn't sound appealing to me. So I started with the Lifeway brand, and I like this. For $3, I can get this at Walmart for a quart. Not amazing, but it's okay. It's okay. Or not amazing price, but it's not horrible. Love this. At first it was hard to take down. You definitely want to start slow on this also. And not jump into it. Erica, my hardest time about doing store-bought kombucha and trying to start a SCOBY off store-bought kombucha was not drinking it. As hard as I tried to use it to convert, I would drink it. It made me crazy. Your Aldi's has Lifeway? Nice. So we got this and we did a couple of bottles of this, and then we went ahead and we bought the kefir packets because we figured we'd make our own kefir. And so this is my kefir I pulled out of the cabinet. It's got a good form, the whole 9 yards. This is raw goat milk. So we have no problem with raw goat milk. We put it in the freezer. It gets the goat taste out of it. It's all good. And you smell it. It has a beautiful kefir smell until you drink it. And our problem is I don't want to taste goat. I love our goat. I love our goat milk. I love how good our goat milk tastes in the fridge. It tastes really good but raw goat milk kefir is just not doing it for us. So with that, I talked to Lori again. I went ahead and bought another one because I didn't get my milk kefir last night. We went to take it and we drank it and we're like, oh, that tastes like goat. We're not doing it. So I went and got this one, and then I went to the grocery store and I actually bought a gallon of low-fat milk to make milk kefir with, and to see if that would work. But I'm a little bit on the fence. I just might take that job off my plate and just buy the kefir. It's one of those, you want to be frugal, but it is a time and effort to buy the milk and do the grains if I could do it. Yeah, we usually put it in the, we do frozen strawberries and make a smoothie bowl out of it, and it's really, really good. My kids ate it up, but the last time I made a smoothie bowl, I tasted goat. So it's been kind of happening. It wasn't bad at first, but it kept going. Goat milk is only good if it stays super cold. True. Very true. And so that's how we keep our milk. So I'm still in the debate. I'm going to give it one more whirl with the gallon of milk, and then we'll see. But I'm ready to. Good. You should go. And I'm not wiping you. No, come on. Did you hear him? He's like, I got to go poop. Yeah, I'm not wiping you today. He can wipe himself. So I've been doing that. So then the next thing that I got into, going off of the probiotics and everything, is the cultured vegetables. So I did my first round. I showed you that. Here it is. This is what's left. I actually made it in the big jar right there with the yellow lid. This stuff is so good. My husband is a butter pickle fan. So this one I used, I have sprigs of fresh, to see it, that's fresh dill out of one of my little pots. And I have like a and I put garlic cloves in there, and it made it so good. Monique said, did the goats change their feed or get a different forage that made their milk more goaty taste? The only thing I can think of is they were out of peanut hay, and so we got an orchard hay that they really loved. But just that could be it, actually, now that you say that, hopefully. And we could be done with that. Good afternoon, Crystal. I'm good. I'm tired. I've been tired. So I started making this, and this has been a lot of fun because I've been sharing it with my neighbors all over town. And I have this one. I made. Okay, let me get up. We're in the kitchen. So I made this one. Isn't this one beautiful? It's really crunchy. This is what's really crazy. So this is, let me see if I can get a little more inches on my tiny table. So I actually used a bag of coleslaw mix, the one from Sam's. It's red. It's got the pink because of the purple cabbage, not because of beets, because everybody thinks I put beets in it. I didn't. I sliced some jalapenos, so it's really, really spicy, but that's what I like. And see if I can get my spoon out of there. But what I want, I don't want a jalapeno because I will cry. They're really spicy. So this is one of the cabbage. I don't know if you can hear, but there's crunch to it. And it's really, really good. In fact, I'm not going to lie, this morning I had an avocado, like part of an avocado with this on it, and the crunch and the spice and the creaminess of the avocado. It was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So this one is like so good. So I actually, because I keep feeding my neighbors, I'm like, listen, you got to try this. I'm doing, probiotics. You got to try this. You got to try that. The red lid is one I'm actually making for them. They went and got everything they needed, and I just started that one up today. And what I found is I really enjoy it. I can eat it. Like today's lunch was actually that. I called it pickle coleslaw because my husband is against the word of sauerkraut. So I took a chicken that I baked in the oven today because I needed it. I'm going to pull it apart and make a soup. And so I took the chicken breast and I ate the chicken breast and I had it with the coleslaw, and it was so it was good. It was very good and fulfilling. And so then it's got me thinking like, oh, I need more sides. I want to eat more probiotics because it's been helping. So that's what I've been doing. Okay, so for recipes. That's why I stopped what I was doing, because I wanted to share with you. There's one main recipe It's called salt. You need salt. So I have a really good mineral salt right here. Can you tell I put a little weight on? Look, I put a little weight on. It's there. It's right there. The pink, this one's a pink heavy one. My neighbor actually brought me this because I ran out of my salt. And so the big part is getting your salt water at the right level. At the right level so you don't grow any other bacteria. There you go. That's a little better. Sorry. There ain't no head action. So you don't grow any other bacteria. And that the other, you know, the good bacteria can grow off the vegetables and all of that. So I had started this one. But what I typically do is I will put my seasoning. So for these pickles, they're not hot pickles. They're not sour garlic. I'm kind of doing a pickling. Let me show you. I'm sure I need to buy this. Oh, here we go. Here it comes. I'm going to take this off. If you can't hear me, just tell me. But I got to unplug that. All right. So this is, can you see it? It's a McCormick pickling salt. So I put like a little bit of this at the bottom. I took an onion and I chopped it and I put it at the bottom. And then I bought, you know, the bag of cucumbers. I like the real thin ones I usually get from Aldi's. That's what I made here in this batch. But I picked these up from Walmart and I like mine in big cubes. So, I mean, I'm doing some really big chunks, right? You know, that's like a good ½ inch. But I like them like that. And so then you fill it up with your salt water. So the magic on the salt water, I wrote it down. It's 3/4 of a tablespoon per cup. So that means three tablespoons of salt per quart. And I'm using well water. I don't have any treatment on this. It's, you know, might as well be spring water. And I use all my neighbors' salt that they gave me because let's use theirs first. Probably not the nicest, but whatever. That's their payment. I make it, they bring me the salt. So I just put my 3 tablespoons in. I probably used a pound of salt. Now the goal at using the Himalayan salt is it has all the extra minerals. So I'm gonna let my water get a little warm. See, I'm just mixing it up as I go. I just fill this up. All right, and I'm gonna give it a minute to like dissolve. And so I got my like handy knife there to dissolve. So I'm gonna let it dissolve and I'm just gonna top it off. And then I'll start my next jar of whatever I'm gonna make. So the reason I did the broccoli slaw was because they had the organic one reduced by $1. So it was like $3. And hey girl. Anyway, so I had the broccoli slaw. So I did one broccoli slaw. I'm so not organized. I'm so sorry, you guys. So I just did one plain. And so see, this is, I don't know if you can see, there's already bubbles forming in there. There's already bubble action happening. And I don't know about y'all, but Dollar Tree, that's disgusting. I just knocked down my rolling pin. That's disgusting, everyone. Thanks. All right. Okay. So dry my thing off. So this is the Dollar Tree rolling pin. I know it doesn't look like anything. It's just, it's little. But I found this to be like my perfect coleslaw stumper. So what I do is I will burp it because what will happen is the liquid will come out. And I like these plastic containers that goes with a mason jar. But then I'll just stomp, you know, I'll just push it down. See that? You see how much I can push it down? If I don't drop it again. But look, see how much it goes down? It goes down, like it goes down pretty far. I can watch it later tonight, right? Looks informative. Yeah, come back, April. So I just do, so I just push it down because what I find is as it burps and does all its stuff, it'll come up, it'll bubble up, and then like it'll start climbing up. They talk about putting weights down. I don't have that stuff. Barefoot Izzy, hey girl. I don't have any of the weights, so I just use the smasher, and then I smash it out. So that one's just plain broccoli slaw. This one I actually did with apples. I have like an apple cut up in there, just to kind of make it sweeter. I don't know if it's a good idea that I just shove this down into everything. I just do that. I'm still new, but the salt's going to kill any bacteria. I'm just probably trading flavors a little bit. This one has jalapenos. Jalapenos. I like jalapenos. You know what I mean? I like jalapenos. So, and I mean, it's already getting, I wish I can give you like the good, like it's already getting good bubble action. See if I can get, oh, so there's some. So it's already getting some good bubble action, so that's good. This is my pickles. So just like I'm doing here, and then some of my salt didn't. So this one here, I did garlic cloves. So I opened up the garlics. I put the garlic at the bottom. I used my McCormick pickling spices. I have my sprigs of dill in there I got out of the garden. And then I put my pickles in, and of course I filled it there too. And then I wanted to try some green beans. So these are just straight up green beans. See them? But hey, hope you are doing good. Love the jalapenos too. Yeah. So I got the green beans, and I did this one just with the pickling spices. I could have done it with just cloves, but I didn't. But you know, and I bought these from, well, I was eating this one. You know, I bought them from Walmart. They came in a bag. I just cleaned them and so forth. So, yeah, watch. And what's crazy is in like 6 days, this will be that, like, you know, foggy. It'll fog up. So that's it. I keep all my, you know, when you're 700 square feet, you like use any space you can get. So I have all these little doodads in my cabinets, kind of deal. Oh, she has to go. All right, and then that's it. Then I'll burp it from day to day. Okay, so the big part about it is, okay, so why is this frugal and why is this healthy? This is nothing more than vegetables. Okay, I bought a lot in vegetables, sure, but I mean, if I bought the equivalent of these pickles, well, I have bought the equivalent of these pickles, and it was in a quart container, and it cost me $7 for like something like this. Can't afford that. You know, and this, I think the one bag of cucumbers was $3, under $3. It filled all of this, and I have an onion in there, and I have my spices and salt water. So that works out really good. But the big part is I want to, oh, she has to be somewhere. Okay. Oh, Stephanie Lee's here. So my big part is, you know, as we're trying to get healthy, we're trying to do better. I'm just learning about how much our gut really, really matters, and how we have to just, when we're eating garbage food, it's a problem. When we have stress, if our gut's not right, it's a problem. So like I become like this like crazy gut person. It's all about gut health. And I've been kind of leading that way and worrying about my gut health, and realizing I like have the power to do something about it. I have the power to use probiotics and put all those microbes right back into my system that my system needs, and that it's going to fight out the bad ones and the candida overgrowth and things like that. It's healthy because it promotes a healthy gut, which is super important to your immune system. But the other part is super important for your hormones as women. Hormones. It's important for our hormones. It's important for our moods. It deals with mood swings. You know, it's not that this is going to fix your mood swing. This is going to keep your gut healthy so your body can react the way it needs to react. And it's really easy. I mean, I have supplements. I have supplements everywhere that, you know, I'm trying to use and I'm trying to get into because, will this make it better, kind of deal. And the thing is, when you're buying a supplement or you're buying yogurt thinking you're doing gut health, what I can get in a spoonful here, just drinking a spoonful of this finished one, is so much more than I can get anywhere else. And so it's so much effective. You know, it's like the poor man's medicine cabinet up here. And yet it's a side dish. You know, and that's the nice part, is eating it as a side dish. So for me, I'm realizing just how much I'm dealing with my adrenal fatigue. I went to the chiropractor, you know, and I have one of those whole health chiropractors that, you know, takes care of, like, he's on it. And I'm like, hey, you know, I've been reading about adrenal fatigue. I think I've been dealing with that. He's like, I have, you know, of course, bless his heart. He's like, Trish, I've been telling you that. I was like, oh, you have? I guess I missed that. I don't know how I missed that, but I guess I missed that. And he's like, I've been telling you that. And I said, well, because one of the things I'm running into is, as I've stopped being very active in my dieting, my weight goes up. And every time, and my weight's going back up. I'm getting a little chunkier again. And it's just constant struggle that just is exhausting to me. And trying to figure out how to come by it and how to deal with things of this nature. And what I'm finding out is, until I get my gut healed, I'm not going to get my weight healed. My weight's going to be a constant struggle because that's a symptom of my gut not being healed. And so I'm trying to work on moving us to be healthy by getting rid of processed food, but at the same time, keeping things easier. I have to watch the beginning. Need a healthier gut and a smaller one. Amen. So I love Darcy Isabella's whole concept of single ingredient food and just going with more single ingredient food. But I'm going to tell you, I kind of had a small problem. So I made like this beautiful bone broth chicken soup, and it was to die for. It was delicious. And we ate it with crackers, my processed crackers, you know, right out of Walmart, you know, the Ritz. But and then I'm like, you know, here I made this really healthy soup and I'm eating Ritz crackers. You know what I should do? I should get the flour out and I should make biscuits with them. And we could eat them with biscuits. That would be fantastic. And then that's healthy. And I used all these single ingredient items and I made biscuits. My biscuits led to another round of biscuits because I'm really good at making biscuits. And then it ran into dinner rolls. And then it ran into a loaf of bread. And then it ran into, I cleaned the baking grease out of the cast iron pan with the slice of homemade bread. It was bad. Like, there's confessionals of overeating to like a max. My biscuits looked amazing. They are even probably better in person. They're amazing. And I haven't made biscuits in at least 6 months. Oh, it froze up on me. I haven't made biscuits in 6 months. And like, I literally took it. I had the bag of flour. I just dumped the bag of flour. I just dumped the baking soda. I dumped the salt. I put the butter and I mixed the butter in, and then I poured the milk, and I'm like, I'm using goat milk. So we're getting all our goat milk used. I made gravy. I made bacon grease gravy the other morning. That probably didn't help either. And so I made all this food, and it was good. It was so good. I couldn't stop. And then I realized, like, there's that boundary in my health and what I can handle. And my daughter, who is not tempted by these, who can't have them and is not tempted, was tempted with the biscuits. And she had a bite. She had like a tiny little morsel of a bite. It wasn't a morsel, because a morsel would be like that. It was like a little corner. And she was tempted, and she felt you know, she felt left out. She felt deprived. And that's been a big thing in this whole food journey with her and what she eats. She's not allowed to feel deprived. I don't want her to feel deprived. If she feels deprived, then we're doing it wrong. So I realized these might be processed, not single item, but this keeps some of us in check versus a homemade biscuit. I'm just saying. You can still put honey on a Ritz cracker. Yeah. But you're not going to clean the grease off the bacon grease off the bottom of the cast iron with a Ritz cracker. Well, I never thought about it. You probably could. Probably wouldn't be bad. But I'm not going to do that today. I didn't make bacon, so I can't do that today. But, you know, and kind of realizing that there's that balance. And so my goal is, especially having such a tiny little kitchen. Listen, you guys, I'm sitting at it's not a big table. We all eat in here. We cook in here. I'm brewing kombucha in here. You know, so I have to find that balance of, you know, what's enough. And so I'm like, that's a balance. We just take the Ritz crackers, store brand, because that's going to keep things even. If I buy store-bought bread versus making the bread, I'm not tempted, and I still have to heal. So, you know, that's okay. My kids, I mean, it was big competition. It was this beautiful loaf of bread. It was competition to get that bread eaten. But we worked hard. We got it gone in about 3 hours. It was pretty amazing on us. Bacon grease could be better. You know, if you don't have butter, then keep a jar of bacon grease. That's what makes things better. So I find like I drink a lot of kombucha. I told you I can probably drink 4 of these a day, which I'm talking to my chiropractor. He's like, you must love that flavor. I'm like, that stuff is good. So you go to the doctor anyway, right? And I kind of got onto myself. I'm like, did I just trade one thing that I couldn't control for something else I can't control and I have to have? But I realized this is better for me to drink one of these than a soda or all the crap I put in the coffee. You know, so I realized, you know, it has its, you know, but and then the other aspect is I've been dealing with adrenal fatigue for at least the last, making a small dish full of bacon grease. We're being healthy. Eat that bacon grease. If you're doing Trim Healthy Mama, you can eat your bacon grease. Just saying. I can't be that bad. But it probably is. I don't know. But the other part too is just realizing I'm trying to see there's got to be a connection between kombucha and adrenal fatigue. And like kombucha's got to heal the adrenal fatigue, right? I need a SCOBY again. I love kombucha with grape juice. That is the best. It is so good. I mean, the strawberries are good too, but the grape juice, I did a full one of the, you know, so there's this one, and then there's the 1.4 liter bottle. I can't ever find these bottles. I like these bottles. So anyways, I did one of these with grape juice last night. So it should be done tomorrow because the kids are like, where's the grape juice? So, you know, it's funny on the aspect of I bought a lot of vegetables today just so I could be like brewing up things, and I'm using old jars. Be careful of some of the jars from the store, like the pickle jars, the real thin ones. They are breaking on me left and right, and I'm not even warming them up. They're just they crash. And realizing like, okay, I can do some single items and some not so single items, making homemade soups and just finding that balance. And it's definitely a work in progress because we have the food intolerance issues. And the other part is I don't want to live off biscuits, because not for nothing is I made the biscuits and all I wanted to do was wake up and put jelly and butter on biscuits and eat that. And an hour later, I wanted jelly and butter on biscuits and eat that. And I just wanted to eat the jelly and the biscuit, the jelly and the bread every few hours. That was not good. That did not work well. And so I have to be very mindful that I'm not necessarily cooking from scratch, because for me, cooking from scratch is get the flour out, I'm making biscuits. is keeping things to a single ingredient. You know, this is one of the reasons I can't keto, is because I get caught up in all I'm going to do is eat meat and I'm not eating the vegetables. So, you know, I'm on a probiotic. That's my new term, probiotic. I'm working on my Weight Watchers and I'm tracking the things. But, you know, the really nice part is if I eat this, it's all free. Well, not that, but the vegetables are free. If I stick to my chicken, it's still free and it helps. Now, the thing about Stephanie's talking about how hers is vinegary too long. So I want to show you. I'll grab. This is my 1 gallon. This is my 1 gallon little one. Let me get my 2 gallon. My 2 gallon. All right, so there you go. And this is just a piece of fabric, and I did instead of doing a rubber band, I did a really thin elastic for like $1, and then I could tie it. This one's really vinegary. In fact, this actually was a bottle I had in, I guess it's sat or something, and it was just vinegar. And it formed a SCOBY. And I'll show you. Let's see if I can get you a good picture. Kind of see how dirty my kitchen is. Okay, so here is the one, and I'm going to show you the SCOBY. All of that SCOBY grew on its own. Let me wash my hands a little bit. So my SCOBY's climbing up. So it's climbing up because it's not getting enough air. But so see, this is my little SCOBY that grew from my kombucha that sat out. And see all the fuzz? I just poured tea in this last night. Look at all that carbonation kind of deal. All right, I'll show you this one while we're here. So there's that one. And that's a really, that SCOBY was in a much bigger pot, and then I moved it here. So put here. So one of the things I've done, I started this one with a really vinegar, oh, hey, Manyak, you're from Turkey, cool. This one started from a vinegar. I put a tea in it, and I think I let it set too long, and that was really vinegary too. So I really like the continuous batches. I found when I had it in a big tub, I didn't quite want to taste it because I felt like I was upsetting the system, if that makes sense. I'm upsetting the system. So I like this because, you know, I can just get a little bit. It's still too vinegary. So I just put sweet tea in it, and it's got that vinegar still to it. But here's the thing, I can drink it, and you're going to want to filter it quicker. And the other aspect is take it down a little lower to, you know, not save so much in there. But you've got to like test it every day. I just did this one. This one should be like sweet tea. Yeah. But actually, this one's actually really good. That one's actually really good. It's very tangy, but I like it. I like it. So it's not, you don't want the sour sweet. If it's sour sweet, it's too late. But don't be scared to test it and taste it. That one's really good. And then there's one time, this was another one that so I've been reading the big book of kombucha, and it was talking about making root beer floats or kombucha floats. Real thing, folks. It is so good. It is so good. So anyway, you know you become a kombucha crazy person when you're like, not a big deal, sipping that stuff off. In fact, yesterday, this one, we drank quite a bit before we ever bottled it up for anything else. So it's not your typical health food, frugal, whatever, but I'm just, look into it. If you have not started looking into probiotics, listen to Donna Schwenk's podcast or her YouTube channel. She covers a lot. She goes through a lot. I've been learning a lot from her, and, you know, good people like Lori Leak has been very helpful. Creating Essence, definitely be following her on YouTube, because it's just been, it's always good to find those things. And I'm just trying to, like, whatever it is I can do. I am disappointed that my body is acting up again. And I can tell you my body's acting up. I'm fatiguing a lot. I really was slow to get on this morning today at 2. I just wanted to take a nap. I just really, really wanted to take a nap. And that's been hard. That's been hard. The thing I really like about this is I enjoy it. I get to flavor it. I get to have a different experience with it every time. So it's very interesting. It keeps my ADHD very happy. And it's made with iced tea. When I gave some to my neighbor the other day, I just said, it's the champagne of the South. It's made from sweet tea. It's the champagne of the South. So that's been really good. So I enjoy having those parts. Creative Mind says, I don't think this is my health avenue. Oh my son, you better get clean. You should hose off outside first. You're covered he's covered in mud from his toes to like his waist. I don't want all that dirt in my septic tank, son. The things you say. Creative Minds, go listen to Donna. You will go buy a bottle of kombucha. Just try it. Try the Kavita, because that's the kefir water, apparently, because I didn't realize that. I'm going to have to call Megan. Megan, I'm going to call you afterwards and be like, okay, tell me. My husband might enjoy it. He loves different flavors. That's the funny part. So my husband's been very like, no. And then he doesn't even like the fact that I do really thick chips. He's like, I want thin chip pickles. Okay, well, you have a lot to do today, and you're still dirty, and you should have hosed off outside. Go out that way. No, you need to go back outside. You're still dirty. No. Not today. Not yet. Not, why I'm doing this. No.
Oh, do you think you can come out with it?
Maybe. Maybe. They're gonna make me crazy. Trish, about the tiredness, are you getting outside just you yourself, even for a walk or fresh air? I found we were getting out much. Yeah, we do. I do, because I go out there and I work on my garden, I water everything. I have something special traveling your way later this week. Oh, well, thank you. Real life. Yes, real life, because that's it. That's dealing with real life. He wants to, apparently they built a rope swing over the mud, which is crazy if they're in the creek again, because they were like, hey mom, we're identifying water snakes today. But that's the life of Florida. Look, and then I got my cute little hat. Look, Florida's my home with a little heart. True South Florida kids, not even South Florida, all them Florida kids that are grown up in the middle of the state, they crazy. Do you ever hear about the one kid who had his arm bit off by a gator? My husband's daddy knew his daddy, or he worked on his airboat or something like that. So this kid, okay. So this kid, and I mean, this kid's a champ. This kid's like real blood America, salt of the earth kid, because here's what happens. He goes and they're swimming in the rim canal, which is a normal thing. But what happens is people from up north will come and throw meat and feed these gators. And this bull gator showed up. And so he's out there swimming, and this bull gator got a hold of his arm. And so his buddy wanted to come jump in and save him. They're like trying to jump in and save him. He's like, don't, he's going to kill you too. This is the thing coming out of the kid's head. It's not like, hey, look, help me, save me. It's like, don't even come in this water, because you're going to die too. Only one of us needs to die. This kid. This kid's 15 years old, not even driving, not even 16. So anyways, this gator's got a hold of him, and it's a big gator. And what this guy has to do, this young boy, this gator's arms in the gator, gets his feet, me and my dirty toes, gets his feet up against that gator's head and pulls his arm. When I'm telling you he pulls his arm, He doesn't just like pull his arm out of the gator. He pulls his arm so he leaves this part with the gator. And he detached this part from the gator. And he swims back to shore. This kid is phenomenal. And he, you know, and so just true Florida, just true dirt, salt of the earth Florida. And he's just like, well, my daddy done built my airboat for the other arm, so I'm good. He's good. He's like, I didn't die. He's like, I'm fine. You know, and for me, that always like struck with this kid that did that. You know, and the whole thing was he was with it. He had it together. In that moment, he kept his friends safe, even though he was in danger. He was able to handle the situation, and he did it with more adulting than most adults could happen. And so just like, yeah, just, I mean, I have so much respect for this young man just because of the way he handled the entire situation, and he took care of himself. So anyway, so back to my kids. My kids are up in the creek. They're not going to get eaten by gators today. So anyways, Katie was doing something and she saw a snake, and she's like, so then of course she's on Google, Florida water snakes, and she found the snake. It was like some water snake. And of course their attitude is like, is it poisonous? Nope. Oh, we're good then. We're fine. And we've had a lot of snakes here lately. I'm not a big fan of snakes, but any more than little, they're not little. These huge black ones, the black racers, I'm like, whatever, get out of my way. They're all over the place. I'm surprised they're not in the van. I did have one in the house, though, one time. Not this house, but the house across the street that flooded. That sucker was mad, and it was up in my pantry, and I had all the stuff pushed into that room. I was like, I was laughing because it was ridiculous at how much I was screaming all at the same time. And my poor neighbor, I drug him out of his house. I think he was up all night or something because I drug him out. I'm like, you have to get this snake out of my house. I have too many kids. I have babies. You know, I've got 6 kids. One's a little baby. You got to get this. And he's like, if you don't stop screaming. I'm like, I know, I can't stop screaming. So anyway, all the good fun stories. So they want me to go take the GoPro. So I have to go because today, and I hopefully will have a video this week because I've not been the best about getting videos. Momming with Amanda, she says the hurricane brought a lot more out this year. I think so. And then the cold. Then it's finally getting warm. So they're just happy. And we got little tiny black snakes everywhere because they've had babies and the whole 9 yards. It is, I will tell you, I think this is something I really like about having, like, being in a mobile home is we're like a good 2.5 feet, 3 feet off the ground. And so I don't feel like the snakes are going to come in, which is really nice because the kids leave the doors open all the time. The Vic says, I'm too city for all that. Not me. I'm good. No concrete for me. Dirt's good. I like dirt. I like dirt. So I'm trying to grow a lot of vegetables that I don't have to buy them to do all my crazy kombucha stuff going on. Like we got guavas. The guavas we already missed, but just like the tropical fruit should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. So anyways, so the kids tonight are doing presentations, and it's called County Events for 4-H. So it's 4-H tonight. And with their 4-H tonight, so this is kind of our big like spring. I do this. This is part of our homeschool that they have to do. My older ones, I didn't make my 4th grader do it this year. They do presentations. So they have to give like a 5 to 6 minute presentation on various topics, whatever topic. And then 2 of them are doing fashion reviews. So I have 2 that made an outfit that they have to wear, and they have to do their fashion review with it. And then, which they turned out really cute. So I should have that on Instagram tonight. Oh, there's my phone. And then I have 2 that are doing presentations. So Bubba's doing one like how to raise a lamb for the market. And Katie's doing hers on food intolerance versus allergy kind of deal. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to pray for you after I get off here because I'm like 10 minutes past due time and we got to get stuff together. And my kitchen looks like this. So you never, Yeah, that was my mom. I've got to go. She's calling the other phone. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye. Now if I can remember how to turn this off.